what is a typical day at Storyboard Living for Raj? Like, what time do you get up? Like, do you have a very specific routine? Like, what's your life like at work?
Sure. Yeah. So I've had a goal of getting up at 5:00 every year for like the last 10 years, and I've never been able to achieve it.
Well, same.
So I get up at like 7. Thankfully, my wife Jazz is like, she's the CEO of the house, and she really carries the weight when it comes to like our kids and how amazing they're turning out to be. My daughter Sia is 4, my son Sean is 2, so they're already up and going by the time I get up. I spent some time with them, with our dog Brownie as well. This morning I took Brownie for a walk before doing anything else. And then usually I have this. So every single year as I've pushed the company forward, I've had to grow as a person. I've had to become a better leader. So there's things I do that I know or feel like I shouldn't do that I still do. And one of those things is like going right to my email after. And I've wanted to be able to get a workout in and do other stuff before jumping into work. But I just have this thing where I need to know okay, what's going on? Is there a problem or a fire I need to help put out? So I do jump right into work after that. And then typically, if I'm coming into the office, and I'm in the office maybe 2 days a week, I work from home the other days. So if I'm coming into the office, then I'll come to the office later on. But if I'm working from home, I'll try to get a workout in after I make sure, everything is okay. And then I'll jump into work. My days today look different than they did a few years ago because I've been intentional about, bringing in the people that are better than me at their roles. So I was 100% involved in the operations a couple of years ago. Now I'm 20% involved in the day-to-day operations. And I'm more so trying to focus on pushing the company forward. So improvements to operations, new deals. As you know, you have to look at like 100 deals before you see one that might make sense. Relationships, whether it's, brokers, lenders, potential investors now, things like that.
Yeah.
So my days vary. Today, for example, there's a lot of meetings. Our team's great. They handle most of the hiring, but for the key positions, I'll still be involved in like the final interview. So we have a couple final interviews today for an open position. I have a meeting with a potential investment group that's interested in doing business with us. And then it's a lot of that 20% that I mentioned is a lot of just little random things that I haven't taken off my plate yet. So for example, we're closing on a deal next week and we need to figure out the call tree setup.
Oh yeah.
And I'm doing that, right? So it's like a little random thing. And then when those pile up, all of a sudden you have a full day of just random things you need to take care of to keep things moving.
Yeah. A lot of boxes to check off. A lot of to-dos to strike through.
Right.
How do you balance? So you have 2 children. Do you guys plan to have any more?
We don't. No.
Okay, good.
We're good.
We have one son, and he's a lunatic, and so I think we're done. But he's perfect. So are you also intentional in how you balance? It sounds like you are, based off your morning routine, the fact that you are able to work from home. You probably your family sees you throughout the day, even if you're busy, but you're still there. They have this presence. They could probably come and ask dad questions and play with dad every once in a while. But, how do you make time mentally? I think for me, speaking solely for myself, I can be physically there, but I have to be very intentional about being present. And so how do you block the work and your drive? How do you stop that so that you can be there with your family?
I have the same problem that you have. Yeah. I really do. So I haven't figured it out yet. I do try. And on weekends, for example, I'm not looking at my phone as much as I am during the week. Yeah. So there's stuff that I'll do to make sure that try to make sure I'm in the moment when I'm with my family. But it's a challenge. And one thing that I constantly remind myself of is, they grow up. So my kids, they've grown up so quickly, as, most people will say about their kids. And I just want to make sure that I don't miss out on it. And also that I'm not that parent, once they turn 20, I finally have some free time and they're too busy to
Right.
spend it with me. So
Yeah, they're like, Dad, you're lame. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because they think I'm cool at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing that I try to keep in mind. It's tough, but you figure it out.